Imagine walking into a room, expecting to be judged for your skills and talents, only to be dismissed entirely because of how you look or move. Now, imagine the person judging you gets the shock of their life when they find out who you really are. Intrigued? Let's dive into a story you won't forget. It was a bright Monday morning at the corporate headquarters of Apex Global, a leading tech company renowned for innovation but struggling with inclusivity. The HR department buzzed with activity as employees shuffled through their tasks. Amid the hustle was Karen Dawson, the HR manager. Karen was known for her sharp tongue and not-so-subtle biases. While she was efficient at her job, her colleagues often whispered about her dismissive attitude toward minorities and people with disabilities. Karen, dressed impeccably in a tailored pantsuit, scrolled through her emails while sipping her double-shot latte. She suddenly perked up when she noticed a meeting invite marked urgent with the subject, Introduction of New CEO. This wasn't just any regular Monday. This was the day the company's new CEO would be introduced. Whispers about the CEO's identity had been swirling for weeks. Apex Global had kept the hiring under wraps, fueling speculation. Karen was determined to make a good impression, especially since she secretly aspired to climb the corporate ladder herself. As employees gathered in the glass-walled boardroom, Karen took a seat near the head of the table. She was engrossed in reviewing her notes when the door opened. In wheeled a man, late 30s, dressed in a sharp navy blue suit, exuding quiet confidence. He moved gracefully in his wheelchair, his presence commanding the room. Karen's first thought wasn't admiration, though. It was disdain. She whispered under her breath to a colleague next to her, "Great. We're giving motivational talks now?" The colleague winced but stayed silent. As the man introduced himself to a few employees, Karen leaned back, arms crossed. "He's probably here for some diversity initiative," she muttered. When the man approached her, Karen barely looked up. "You must be lost. This meeting's for senior staff only," she said dismissively. The room went silent. The man paused, then smiled warmly. "I believe I'm in the right place," he said calmly. "But thank you for your concern." The meeting began, and the man was introduced as Marcus Green, the new CEO of Apex Global. Karen's jaw dropped, her face flushing crimson. The very man she had dismissed moments earlier was now at the helm of the company. Marcus began his speech, sharing his vision for the company. He spoke passionately about innovation, teamwork, and, most importantly, creating an inclusive culture. "Our strength lies in diversity," he said. "Every voice matters here, and every individual brings value." Karen squirmed in her seat, replaying her earlier comment in her head. Her discomfort grew as Marcus recounted his personal journey, overcoming systemic biases, thriving despite assumptions about his capabilities, and breaking barriers in the corporate world. His story resonated deeply with everyone in the room, except perhaps Karen, who now avoided eye contact at all costs. After the meeting, employees flocked to congratulate Marcus, their excitement palpable. Karen, however, lingered by the coffee machine, debating whether she should apologize or keep her distance. Her chance came sooner than expected when Marcus approached her directly. "Karen, right?" he asked, his voice friendly but firm. She stammered, caught off guard. Yes, sir. Welcome to Apex Global." Marcus nodded. "Thank you. I look forward to working with you. But I couldn't help but notice earlier, you seem concerned about my presence. Anything you'd like to discuss?" Karen felt her heart race. She opened her mouth to speak, but faltered. Marcus's steady gaze made it clear he wasn't angry, just curious. Finally, she managed, I didn't realize who you were. I'm sorry if I came across as rude." Marcus smiled gently. Acknowledging bias is the first step to growth. We've all got room to improve, don't we? His words were kind, but the message was clear. In the weeks that followed, Karen found herself reflecting on her behavior. Marcus, true to his word, implemented sweeping changes at Apex Global. He established mentorship programs, encouraged open dialogue, and created platforms for underrepresented voices. Karen attended every session, initially out of obligation, but later out of genuine interest. One day, during a workshop on inclusivity, Karen stood up and shared her story. She admitted her initial prejudice and how it had shaped her perception of Marcus. "I judged someone without knowing their story," she said, her voice trembling, "and it taught me a lesson I'll never forget." The room erupted in applause, including Marcus, who nodded approvingly. Karen's vulnerability marked a turning point, not just for her, but for others in the company who had held similar biases. As months turned into years, Apex Global flourished under Marcus's leadership. The company became a beacon of inclusivity, attracting top talent from all walks of life. Karen, once the subject of whispers, grew into one of the most vocal advocates for diversity, earning the respect of her peers and eventually a promotion. What would you have done in Karen's shoes? Have you ever judged someone too quickly, only to learn how wrong you were? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more inspiring tales that challenge perceptions and celebrate resilience.